1,700 players entered this event. 2 players left. This is the finals of YCS Ghent. Are you ready? I hope you are. Oh, they're ready. They're ready. So right now we have in red all the way from Germany, the boy, Johannes. Come on in. No, cool, man. Like you just ended up playing that last game. Playing it like a clinic, man. Playing your heart out. Just grinding it out. How do you feel right now, man?
The same feeling as before at the top 4 match. Nothing left to lose. Nothing can go wrong. Just play your cards. Have a good time. Hopefully win. That's how it goes.
Everybody's a winner. He's a finals. But as soon as he wins, or if he wins, he'll be like, yes! he'll be ecstatic. Take a seat, man. And all from the merry old England, Sam, playing his spicy Cyber Orcust deck. Oh, man. You were, as the crowd on his side, this is like the second person. Exactly. Johannes is accustomed to being the upset. It's okay. So you're the crowd favorite. Try to prove them right. Are you ready?
Yeah, like ready as ever going to be. Like, it's the final, innit? It's final.
It's just final, innit? We are. Yeah, we Gucci. So, take a seat, man. So, we'll be deciding who's going first. A 9 has been thrown. And a 7. So Sam chooses to go first in this final of the YCS. We are ready. The crowd is ready. Oh yeah. Let's head over to the caster's desk.
Welcome to the final of YCS Ghent 2019. It all come down to this. We had 1,800 duelists from all over Europe, if not the world, fighting against each other, and here we are. So
this is pretty exciting, yeah. I mean, 1,800, a huge turnout.
Absolutely.
For YCS this early in the year.
And we had a lot of different countries. Germany being on top as always, I gotta say, even though slightly, because it was pretty much around 400 players. But one of them, Johannes, is here in the final, trying to take even one more event for Germany. But on his way, England, so
exactly.
you're here.
We have a UK representative in the final, which is something I haven't seen for a while.
Yeah, I think, and England, please don't kill me, that Tom Rose was probably one of the most successful lately, but yeah, we haven't seen a lot of other finalists from the UK, I want to say, lately at least.
Lately, yeah.
So Sam, the crowd favorite, so that's always great to hear, and you can't go wrong with it. He's playing his own version of a deck that wasn't popular at all for the event. And he proved, even on stream just a couple rounds ago, how explosive the deck is. He can put up very good boards going first. He can OTK going second. So I think he is his favorite, especially.
We were talking about it before. Like, if you're running the Cyber Dragon cards, you've got that edge in that you can. He's won the dice round, chosen to go first, but. Against if Lunalight, you've got to feel like they really want to go first. But with Cyber Dragon, you can go second and still have some edge going second, which you really.
Yeah, which probably gave him an edge, because Orcust, if you add all of the variations we had, was the most played deck for the event.
Definitely.
And Lunalight was our pick to take it. It's in the final, so we could see that happening. But I gotta say that it is not against one of the favorite matchups, because as you were saying, the differences between Johannes and Sam's deck is that they are both phenomenal of going first, But Sam's deck can afford to lose the die roll.
Yeah.
Like, it can easily just get rid of anything in the extra deck.
Cyber Dragon, like, amazing card for like clearing through. We saw it in the previous feature match. It could take over Sky Striker links without triggering Ray. And in this, you can get rid of a Dingirsu, which otherwise can be very sticky.
Yeah, or even just go for the Fortress instead of the Mega Fleet and take all of the machines if they have other Orcust. Yeah.
If he's running the Fortress.
Yeah. He's definitely having his own spice with the deck. Both, by the way, 41 cards deck, which is something you don't like.
Oh, God, no.
Anyway, it is enough for us. No more talking. It all comes down to this. Guys, hang on to your seat and let's go to the table.
So we've got the hand in for Sam. And we're still waiting for the hand to appear. Johannes, but Sam gets to go first, so I guess his hand is more important.
Absolutely.
No
and,
hand traps in the main deck.
You were a little
side.
skeptic about him playing 41 with double cybernetic overflow, which I gotta agree, but at the same time maybe it is because just like this you want to see it so that you can search other cards.
Yeah,
So
you see him taking good use of the new Salamangreat Almirage to immediately put a monster in the graveyard so you can use your Cyber Pep. He's going at lightning speed here.
That's something I always like a lot when you are playing a deck that not everyone is super familiar with and you can play it this fast and well.
You must have done your homework.
Yeah, I think it is something that you don't always see. The one that comes to my mind is probably Dinka Bui with the Prankits decks, where he just like completely went super fast with it.
Or is burning Abyss deck, to be fair.
And destroyed the competition. And maybe we see once more someone playing an underdog decks and just taking it. You see, he's not even thinking about this.
I guess
like
this is a standard combo.
Yeah.
He's fully aware, I guess, that his opponent isn't going to interrupt him.
Absolutely, because just to remind everyone watching, neither of them is maining any Entrap at all. So the die roll did matter, but I think that the deck can go second quite successfly even without them.
Humongous.
Yeah, ooh, that's cool.
So that's a good answer to the Infinity. Or
absolutely. He's not playing Entrops, but he's maining 3 Kaijus, and that decision paid off. They're definitely a lot stronger against the Sky Striker matchup, but maybe they can put up enough work in this too.
Either taking out the Infinity or the Galatea to shut off
Absolutely.
the Crescendo.
What would you go for here? Just Crescendo in general, or Babel is better against like a combo deck?
Does he run Babel? I don't think he runs Babel.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I think it's quite popular, the decision to cut Babel this weekend.
Yeah,
which is interesting. Even decks running more Orcust cards are cutting Babel.
Yeah, which is, I mean,
I
you
can
can't
see
blame
it.
them, yeah.
There's you've got 2 cards, like maybe Babel's better sometimes, maybe Crescendo's better sometimes. More often than not, Crescendo's more powerful, and then you might as well just cut the extra card, which is a little bit of a brick if you draw it in your opening hand.
And especially with the limitation of like the Light Stage and the Trickster Engine, at least there you could play Terraforming as both an extender or the Babel. Like without it,
now it's just like
a lot worse.
Eh.
Okay, so this is a pretty decent board, but the Kaiju actually...
The Kaiju deals with 1.
Good. Yeah.
I have a feeling the Overflow might be 1 too much, because he's not seen the Overflow either.
That's the surprise factor that really is going to catch him off guard.
Oh!
Ooh, but he does play that.
What was that?
Wow. Wow, you can see Sam. Wow, that's great.
Where did that come from? That was just insane.
Crazy. That.
We didn't even look to see what
the left
that
was
would be in there.
speechless, really.
Damn, Sam's going to have to keep that in mind. That's the thing, because by the time you get to the final, players don't know. You normally know what your opponent's running, right?
Yeah.
But you might not necessarily know that your opponent has a Mega Fleet in their extra deck.
That's
and
crazy.
you were just checking yourself.
I'm honestly just
that was
shocked.
legal.
No, yeah, I'm just
like, is it a
completely
you can
shocked.
take any Cyber Dragon monster, I think.
This completely changes our review of this.
I mean, what just happened to his board? Yeah, it's all gone.
That really shakes things up. We saw it in previous matches, like where Flavio, for example, a player in the top 8, considered adding this card to his extra deck. And I'm very surprised that Johannes did, because usually you see it in decks where the extra deck is not as important, so you have a lot of
there
slots.
doesn't seem like there's much room in this. There's 2 whole engines in it. If I'm honest, I'm not sure what Sam's waiting for on his Overflow.
I mean, might as well, but...
Because you've just seen him add the Serenade Dance to hand.
And even
so if you had to discard
discards it, yeah.
But it's paid off for him because he's set a spell. I don't know how many cybers he's got between his, well, in his grave, but possibly a few.
But
That's
still, is that gonna be enough?
That was crazy. That's just completely swung the game.
And it's something that will come up even in the next games. It's not like
Yeah, he
at
knows
least
it's
he has
there,
the
but it's
info,
not that
yeah.
easy to play around it. Oh, and that's very strong as well.
again. Absolutely impressive turn of events here for Johannes, and if anyone was doubting and the crowd favorite was Sam, now you gotta give him even more credit because he understood that the deck was popular and was gonna be here, and
He's a seer,
Yeah.
truly. Like, I knew I would need this card right for the fight.
yeah, because to be fair, like these kind of decisions are great when they pay off, and you usually think, okay, maybe that's gonna happen once during the Swiss. I'm gonna probably get to the top cut easier, but when that happens in the finals, like that's just unbelievable. Yeah,
So what do you think Sam does in future to try and avoid that happening?
I think
'Cause you just can't make Cyber Dragon Infinity, but
yeah.
that just seems really, that's the point of the Cyber Dragon deck, right?
absolutely there is a way to play around it, which is making your own Mega Fleet in the extra deck zone because it cannot be used as a material for diffusions. So that's a way that you can play around your opponent having it.
Or if you have the Infinity in the extra monster zone,
Yeah, but it depends.
because it
yeah,
requires a Cyber
exactly,
Dragon
that's-
and a monster
That's
in
one
the
way to
extra
do
monster
it.
zone.
So like you have multiple ways to play around it, or you can just catch your opponent off guard and let them go first. To be honest, like and then
Yeah.
OTK. But against Lunalight in particular,
It
like
doesn't seem very
yeah,
profitable. He's trying to link summon with those two monsters, and obviously that's not legal because he's
Yep.
got a monster in his extra monster zone. He's forgotten. He was too excited.
so now the Phoenix is possibly gonna force out the.
Because surely
Overflow?
Phoenix will target the unknown.
Yeah, I mean no way. Just considering what does he want.
He knows
to
the other one is
discard.
Crescendo, right?
And now
So
the
here
overflow
comes
is the last
Overflow.
line of defense for Sam.
How many Cyber Dragons? He's got quite a few. He's got one in his hand as well. So if he takes out the whole board here,
Yeah, to be fair, now the decision makes even more sense of him having it. So, for anyone wondering, we are gonna bring it up for you guys.
it's an amazingly powerful
Yeah,
shot.
it's absolutely insane. It reminds me of like Fire Lake back in the Burning Abyss days. It's like completely ripping off your opponent's field, but doesn't seem like it is quite enough. Although at the same time, leaving both of the Mothman isn't the end of the world because
They can't turn into a nightmare.
exactly.
What's the card that's searching the Cyber Emergency?
Probably banished the.
One of the... I don't think any of the Cybers get their effect when they're banished. Is it the Cybernetic Overflow?
Because it was destroyed, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because the Phoenix destroys it, so at the end of the chain, it's gonna get a search with it.
Do you think maybe Johannes could have had a read that that's what that was? But you have to
I
force
mean,
it
it's
out
possible,
at some
yeah.
point.
But then, yeah, you can't just wait on it because then, the more you wait, the more actual good
damage
cards,
it does, yeah. I mean, maybe it gets hit by a Dingus or something. Something to think about, but maybe he
Yeah.
wasn't. He
But
didn't have the
here,
read.
the snipe on the Serenade Dance at the beginning of the turn comes in handy. He plays it well by getting the Tiger from the deck.
Yeah, that's a nice line you can do. You know, you can bounce the on-field Tiger and then use its scale effect
Yep.
afterwards.
The really cool thing about Lunalight is that you have like very linear plays that are very, very good at doing a lot of different things. But when you are in a grind game, you can also just grind it out, make some.
Yeah, you leave up those
yeah.
Tigers and all of the Orcust monsters for
Yeah.
next turn as well.
And it's really difficult to deal with. And as soon as your opponent just gives you a turn, you have a lot of advantage in the graveyard as well. Let's remember that he also discarded the Nightmare with the Phoenix, so that's also there. He doesn't even need to access. So
what's his plan now?
okay, so he's making the Nyarla.
I think he meant to put maybe the Martin under it, so he could detach and use the effect. But
And now he's going for Curious, probably. Let's see.
it did look like 3 dark monsters with different
Yeah.
attributes or
So
different types even.
there is Curious, and you can see this deck does not stop. Like, you can have as many interruptions as you want, and it is probably never gonna stop. Like, it takes a lot to do it, and it's either at the beginning of the turn with something like no material, or
a Dweller.
it's quite hard to do it.
That Zephyrus going to allow him to reuse the Lunalight
Where
Tiger.
do you think he is gonna go from here? Like,
I was going to ask you that. I'm interested. I
okay.
mean, maybe he's going to set up a...
yeah, I mean, the mills are gonna be
set up a
relevant.
Dingirsu.
Ooh.
That's
ooh.
bad, I think.
Yeah, the crescendo definitely.
Because although you
a
can
bad one.
use the crescendo, you can't set it on your field with Galatea.
Yep.
So I was going to say he was going to set up a crescendo, but I was wrong. Perhaps we're going to see he's going to go for a Dweller. Possibility. Or he could just end on a sort of Orcust board with a Dingirsu as well.
Yeah, it's there are a lot of different lines in here.
Curious having another powerful effect as well, because he can crash the Curious into the Comungus and add back any card from his graveyard. It's not to be overlooked. And the Nessie surprisingly big.
Yep.
I keep looking away from Comungus and then looking back and having to work out what it is all over again.
But now, yeah, he decides to buff the Curious, so the crushing option isn't anymore. But I feel like it could have been a very cool way to extend his plays,
Yeah,
right?
it's one of the less used effects of Curious. Its first effect obviously being extremely powerful
Yeah.
when you summon it to send anything from your deck to the graveyard.
It's probably more relevant like in the Minerva, like zombie deck, and there you could go back like a soul charge that was definitely scary, but here maybe it could have been a better option, but it's also possible there's a line where he just finds a way to win.
Because remember, Sam has got a Cyber Dragon, well, a Cyber Emergency in his hand. I think that's the app's not updated yet, but I think he's got the Cyber Emergency he searched. So he's going to have something to do, and that can clear, it threatens to clear anything you leave in the extra monster zone. Or
Yeah,
any
because
machines.
even if you go for Dweller, then you have to deal with it, and it's a threat.
So it's quite a puzzle here. Even though Johannes has got all the options he might need, he's still got to figure out how best to use it.
Yeah, maybe the Crescendo is actually going to be the one that doesn't take him there, but...
So he's got another target?
No, but you can still use
Oh
it.
yeah, you can just send one back. Yeah, of course.
Wishing he had the Babel here, but like...
Neither player running Babel, in fact.
Yeah.
This is a pretty technical challenge for Johannes.
Absolutely.
So that's a link into maybe a
Boros
Boral Sword, yeah. Using Boral Sword just to clear things. Seems fairly entertaining.
Because he still has to use that. I think he's fine the way around the game. Yeah,
Ooh.
okay. Very nice play here. Because I was considering what he still needs to do. He just sends the Nessie, and this is enough.
This does look like game to me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow, very, very
Beautiful play. I did not see that
beautiful
coming.
play by Johannes. Gotta give credit to him. So, huge round of applause. That was impressive. Like I was actually, just like I mentioned before.
I was wondering what he
yeah,
was going to do, and then he was
exactly.
like, well, I'm just going to win.
Yeah, it's very rare that you see something like this, especially in the final, on stage. The pressure, to find the perfect line, it's amazing. And now you can see he's just like completely going through the side decks. He has a lot of options, and
I mean, it must be a bit of something to think about for Sam here, because he's got like, he just saw that Overfleet Dragon just completely destroy his opening board.
yeah.
So he's going to have to come up with a new plan, because what he did in the last game just got blown out, and Johannes didn't use any side deck cards.
And here, if he's paying attention, you can notice that his opponent just sided an extra deck card, which is a tell for the super polymerizations, most likely. Usually could be the Mega Fleet, but he's actually maining it.
He's already got the Mega Fleet, yeah, so the Mega Fleet is there to play around.
He's definitely prepared. Like, you can argue with it. And the only thing I'm considering is if Sam is going to allow him to start.
It is dangerous. Yeah, it may like feel correct, but then there is that flip side. You just go, hang on, wait a second. Am I really going to let Lunalight Orcust go first against me? I mean, what do you do if they just combo off and, you know...
You really just got destroyed. Like, your opening was so good. And not only did they have the Mega Fleet, they are also maining Kaijus, which you have seen. And they have an explosive deck, like post side deck. You just saw an extra deck card. And again, if that's not a Mega Fleet, it gotta be Super Poly. And I really gotta see that Johannes seems like he has thought about everything for this event.
He's definitely thought about Cyber Dragon Orcust.
Like, just look at his side decks. Like, he has Super Polymerization, which is pretty useful. He has Nibiru, which compared to the Lunalight deck is not as easy to play around in Cyber Dragon. And even the No Materials are there, which are one of the better cards just against any Orcust deck. So, a really, really good side deck. Seems solid. And
but no plan for going first. So again, yeah, you might be right, Sam, to let him go first. It's just that it is just bold, because you know that if you just draw no hand traps or powerful side deck cards,
absolutely,
they just combo off. You can just be dead.
Yeah, but
so we'll have to wait and see that.
You really gotta consider
rush.
it. Usually, I feel like it depends on what you're siding. So maybe if we go to a game 3, we could see the other way around. Maybe Johannes is the one that says you go first, since you have so many cards, and you can, worst case scenario, just use the Mega Fleet. But at the same time, the Mega Fleet is a lot less impactful once you know it's there, because there are ways to play around it. So
Sam has got those 3 different dimension ground in his side deck, so that might be enough to make him want to start.
So let's take a look at this, and who is gonna go first? Who is gonna take the game, if not the match, and the title of YCS champion? So
Cyber Dragon Core, which is always a card you want to see, such as any Cyber Dragon.
yeah, Galaxy. So for now, the end looks really good.
It looks very well suited for going first. If he can figure out a line around. So he has chosen to go first.
He goes first again, and now, again, no more interruptions from Johannes, and that means...
I mean, Sam doesn't know that for sure, so he might be fearing the Nibiru, and it's definitely something to fear.
But can you really play around it? That's the thing. Compared to Lunalight, I know that one way to try and play around it, when you have the Galaxy Soldier, you can try to get to the Infinity, but...
Yeah, you can make Cyber Dragon Infinity, but then again, making Cyber Dragon Infinity in the same zone, same thing is going to happen. Mega Fleet is going to come down. Unless he can... I don't think he can clear his own extra monster zone very easily.
I mean, he potentially can, because, like, it's tough.
But he can't just do the same thing he did before. That's for certain.
It's also your opponent can also just use the spot in the extra deck, so it's close.
But that's still like far less powerful if they're
now you
using
can
one of
see
theirs
that
and one of
Johannes
yours.
it's kind of bluffing by like counting the numbers of summons. I feel like he doesn't have it, but you might as well do it. We saw it with Joshua Smith during a future match where his opponent completely bluffed the Nibiru, and in the end it got him the match. So might as well try these little mind games with your opponents.
So how does Sam best play around
the Mega Fleet?
Maybe he just hopes he saw the extra deck card that he was just going to side out the Mega Fleet, you know?
Yeah.
Double bluff. Your opponent knows it's there. They're never going to let you use it.
Maybe. I mean,
the mastermind
that
game.
would be like next level, but or maybe he just forgot that it's there. And he's going to do the same exact thing as game 1. That would be...
We should hope not, but you never know. It doesn't look that difficult for him just not to leave any monsters in the extra monster zone in this case.
Absolutely, but...
because he can just link... Oh no, maybe I'm wrong. It does look quite difficult from here.
You can also just... Probably, I mean, in this case, when you have the Infinity, right?
Oh, Infinity can...
Yeah, you can
suck up one of your own monsters.
That's what I was saying, yeah.
Can it do it to your own monsters?
Yeah, that was I was checking, and you can. So maybe that's a way to do it. You just absorb your own, or you just send it to the graveyard.
It's a shame it doesn't get to absorb all of the XYZ materials.
Yeah, it just did what we were saying, so he used
just double checking what I was double checking.
Yeah, he did it
that?
a little fast. So with the Infinity, we were checking, you just get the extra deck monster, so you play around the Mega Fleet. So
it's got to be something Sam is used to doing as well.
Absolutely, he didn't even think about it.
He's played, you know, other people might well have sided it in, even if not played it in the main deck. But side decking it in is definitely something you've got to think about.
Yep. And now he's going to set up the Crescendo, and since he opened the Nightmare, he can send the Orochi as well, which is a nice addition to push some additional damage later on.
And the Overflow.
Okay. Seems like he was stopping, but he was like, no, I still have something to do. Do you like Orochi in general in all of these Orcust decks?
I think it makes sense, definitely, to run it, because after you've finished your combo, or if you just have an extra Heart Horror, which is definitely something you may not have had a good use for before, because there's only 2 other Orcust monsters you want to use in the graveyard, then you can just send this. It's a Dark Machine. It works with all of your Orcust cards. I mean, we did see it have the downside, the really strong downside of banishing a skeleton, but if you've already got the skeleton in play, I think it's very, very powerful. Can potentially just give you 2 extra summons and then destroy a card on top of it. So, wow, it can't do both of those things.
Ooh, and Super Polymerization is picked up. Does he have a valid target for it?
Infinity is light.
Yeah, Infinity is light, so I don't think he has the option to
and
go
the
for
Fusion
Venom.
Dragon requires a...
But at the same time,
Dark?
if you play any Dark Monster, then you can Super Polymerization your Dark Monster Galatea,
Yes.
and then the Venom and the Infinity can be used for Mega Fleet, right?
Yes.
So that's a way to completely clear the board if you want. That's
Wow.
that's gotta be crazy.
That's gotta hurt, yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be crazy.
Although
Yeah.
Sam has got the Overflow, so he could use the Overflow to destroy
Yeah, of course.
Fusion
But at
monster.
the same time, then you're
I'm
completely...
not sure you
yeah.
would, but you could.
Yeah. At least he does have the Overflow, so once more the decision to main 2 copies is paying off. But the Super Polymerization might be a very important pickup here.
He's got a good discard for it. He's got
Yeah.
3 good discards. 4, all of his hand.
Yeah, let's see if he sees the line. Honestly, I think you can go for it. Like, I don't hate it. Like, if you just Super Poly even here, like...
It seems quite unlikely you're going to get a monster stuck in the extra monster zone.
It's like, if you do it, like, you can... Yeah, I feel like it makes sense. You just Super Poly and then you clear the entire board.
Yeah, you can discard that
Yeah.
Serenade Dance as
And
well.
he sees the line, so Super Polymerization comes down. It's gonna make the Venom, and that means that if Sam doesn't use the flow, you can use the Venom and the Infinity to make the Mega Fleet as well.
Perfect. Well, I mean,
Oh.
it's not a pair of answers because there's only one answer. He only
Yeah.
just had the Super Poly. And Sam's got to feel a bit gutted here because he's played around individually Super Poly.
Oh, and that's true. You can also just attack over it if you feel like it, or like force the negation and then destroy it if that happens with the second effect of Venom. But yeah, the Overflow is happening, and
Does Venom have an effect when it's destroyed?
yeah, the Reikek is your opponent's special summon monsters, basically.
So why you would use the Overflow?
Yeah, it's
'Cause then the
definitely not
negation is forced
the
out.
brightest ideas, but he probably just thought, yeah,
Because if you just let the Infinity die, you've still got the
absolutely.
Overflow.
At that point, you just let the Mega Fleet come down and you keep the Overflow. This way, you have no more negations, and Johannes is free to do whatever he wants. It seems like this game will go his way again. Because now, if he found a way to OTK through what was there last turn, I can't believe he can't find it now. So
Yeah, he's got the Serenade Dance and the
Yeah.
Perfume. So
seems like a little bit of a slip up here from Sam, and I really think Johannes is gonna punish him. So
we have seen him do that before.
absolutely, like he didn't stumble at all. It seems like he knows the deck in and out very well. And I feel like this is like the standard combo, even nothing too complicated. So
Do you think he's got his whole Boral Sword I have game plan?
yeah, for sure. Like he even as the R-Porter, like this end was phenomenal. To be fair, if he didn't pick up that Super Polymerization, things would have gone completely different, probably.
It would have been much trickier there.
Yeah.
They just took out every negate.
Well, here it's just as easy as ABC, really. So
Yeah, he's got the Search of Tiger already.
yep.
And then go through the classic Lunalight.
And you still have a card in hand for the Nightmares, which you don't even need because you have the R-Porter in graveyard. So you just want to make sure that the last card is nothing special, but you do know that it's the core because it was searched by the emergency. So nothing to worry about, but want to make sure that you don't mess up.
Yeah, Cyber Dragon Infinity. Oh, he's got the Gizmek as well.
Yeah.
This forces out the Gizmek.
And this is beautifully played once more by Johannes. By forcing the Gizmek, he is guaranteed to do pretty much what he did last game.
Yeah, using Dingirsu to send. And
Yeah,
then
because you send one of Dingirsu and then you usually go for the Boros Ward, so...
Oh, and his opponent also can't activate effects. Oh no,
Yeah.
during the battle phase.
which is Okay,
Or is that
so
when it's banished? I can't remember.
Azatoth comes down.
He's got a card.
Should
for
be
the
pretty
mermaid.
straightforward, I think. Yep. So he's gonna go for the Nightmare. And I do think Sam is starting to realize what's going on here.
Yeah, I don't think he's got much to say left because he's used all of his interruptions. Unless Johannes is kind enough to roll the Mothman.
Yeah.
But I don't think he would.
I mean, if he's a gambler, then yeah, you can use the Mothman
He's
here,
a gambler.
but
He's not very good at working out odds.
please don't.
Well, your opponent's got no monster effects.
Fair enough, yeah.
What could possibly go wrong? I'm sure there's a card, but it's very unlikely Sam is
Probably,
playing
but
it.
yeah, he could have done it, and maybe that was good in a word. But yeah, now just as explained, he's pretty much free to do whatever he wants. He just don't wanna mess it up. Yeah.
You see the 4 Strix. He's gonna keep going.
Oh yeah, there's no stopping this really. He gets the
Still got
Zephyrs.
the Serenade Dance to discard the Zephyrs
Yeah.
while summoning a Lunalight monster.
So it seems like the pick for the event being this Lunalight Orcust deck is gonna actually be correct from both of us. But if anyone wants to figure it out how the deck works, I think this is one of the best future matches to do it because Johannes seems to be knowing
He's
the
been
deck.
playing some very
perfectly, I
long
wanna
strings
say.
of combos that have ended exactly how he's wanted them to.
Yeah. In game 1, it was a lot more difficult than this, and he really showed that you can find a way to your game.
'Cause we've seen a lot of very good players play
yeah.
with this deck over the weekend, and like it's not been.
It was shaky. It was shaky
Perfect,
sometimes, yeah.
This has been a
This
very
is
good display. and
impressive.
To see this in
Again,
the final is just a very nice sight.
there are only few players that can pilot a deck at this level, this well, and with so much pressure. Like it's not like, to be fair, nothing to take away from Johannes, but we haven't seen him often, like at the top tables or like winning events. So you would expect him to be a lot more nervous. But in his interview, I really liked what he said. He was like, "This doesn't change anything from like the top 4 match. I don't have anything to lose. I'm already happy to be here playing in the finals." So
We do see a Dweller,
nice.
which I don't know what that's going to do, but it's got 1700 attack.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it was too necessary, but he just don't want to risk it. Okay. So he goes for the Orochi, which is just like the
He's now
icing
got a
on the
2/5
cake.
Dweller because why not?
Because he already has the Art Porter to get the symbol, and here you can see as this is just gonna be devastating. He can get the Porter's Word down, bring back the Dingirsu, and that's so much stuff that he can do.
So much damage, yeah.
And it's also a little different from the deck list that we have seen. Like Orochi wasn't in any of the Lunalight deck we have featured previously, I feel like. It wasn't that popular.
Yeah, I can see that because there's less need. You're less likely to end up with the redundancy in the
Yeah.
Orcust cards as opposed to the pure Orcust where you do have that. But
Absolutely.
here we go.
And
There's the Boral Sword. And then we're going to see the Dingirsu come down.
yeah, Dingirsu comes down, is gonna
Assuming he's
clear
got a
one
free
of them.
zone, which he does.
And then he
Dingirsu
still has
clears
the
the
Orochi.
Gizmek.
So impressive line of plays. I think Sam is starting to realize what's going on here. This is already enough, but he just doesn't want to mess around.
He's
the
taking his
crowd
time. He's going to
is
enjoy it.
feeling it, you can see. And the
There's
handshake
the
comes
handshake.
down. What a match. Wow.
Yeah, that was just beautiful play and clearly very prepared for this matchup with the Mega Fleet Dragon who's extra. We can see there at the very bottom of his
Yes,
list.
it's literally
It's underneath the
not
other
even
extra.
on the list. Yeah, it's
Just
like
snuck it in.
wow. It's
Wow.
probably one of the decisions that he took at the end because as we were saying, this deck so popular
have a
for the
packed
event.
extra deck,
yes.
surely.
I'm really curious to his decision, and we gotta ask about him, like how and why did he think about that card. Incredible. I really like these kind of stories. At the beginning of the day, once more, we had almost 1,800 duelists, and it's incredible. So a lot of action from all over the Europe. This, let's remind, it's the first YCS of the season, but we have a lot more action for everyone watching and competing in Yu-Gi-Oh! Again, Germany against the UK, but Germany proving once more that they are one of the best countries for Yu-Gi-Oh!
Huge respect to Sam as well. He's piloted a
Absolutely.
very rogue deck all the way to the final. And he's very unfortunately, the point of running a rogue deck is that people aren't prepared. And then he got hit with this.
To be fair, this is the beauty of Yu-Gi-Oh! Like sometimes you prepare a lot, and I think they both did. They both show like a phenomenal like technical level of play, I would say.
He played. He knew exactly what he was doing.
Exactly, like even game 2, he didn't stumble. Like he knew that the Mega Fleet was there. He exactly and immediately knew what to do to counter it. But when your opponent is just like so much ahead of you, even in deck building, I think what won this finals was deck building more than technical play, because they were both monsters in their fields, and really I'm impressed by it. I'm not always and like easily impressed by players, but you really gotta you gotta give credit to these guys. So again, fantastic event. Guys, once more, thank you a lot for watching everything we've done. You can go back and check all of the actions that you have missed. We had 8 rounds yesterday, 3 more today, and
5 for the top 32.
Absolutely, which is just so much action, so much Yu-Gi-Oh! And at the end of the day, this is just the beginning of the season. We will have more events. The ones
London
already confirmed.
in the next couple of months, in fact.
London is pretty much a month away
then
already.
Milan almost a month after that, right?
Yeah, so it's just like back-to-back Yu-Gi-Oh! Also, you can just go on the website and check for any WCQ nearby you. The season also begun, which is both great if you're competing for the world points. This is one of the first events awarding them. But if you just want to play at bigger events from your locals, then just check out those
We've got the National Opens
regionals
running in soon.
Yeah. So it's just a lot of action, a lot of new cards, a lot of new Yu-Gi-Oh! But I think we're gonna have soon a little bit of a new thing for you guys. So usually we go to just an interview and the prize ceremony. This time we're gonna mix them up so that you can have the impressions with Johannes. And after you have the impressions, we're also gonna show you the prizes, because let's remember, new prize card in the building. So
Dual Link Dragon. The Dual Dragon.
Yes, so the first Link prize card for Yu-Gi-Oh! And
it's kind of a spiritual successor to Ultimate Zolkin, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Looks very similar.
It is
the
Link version.
Summoning out a
the
dragon from your extra
tokens,
deck.
dragons. Yeah, it's definitely on the same flavor, and it is something that if Johannes just was so much ahead of everyone to be building, having one of the few copies available in the world so early, maybe he can find some cool deck to exploit the new prize card. So again, it was a pleasure to watch this, and I want to also thanks every one of you guys for watching, but also all of our colleagues. So for this time, not only do we have me and Tom, but Leo, Sebastian, and JJ back, which I think all did a fantastic job. So.
Exactly.
If you guys had any feedback, of course, feel free to message even any of us, or just on Facebook and everywhere on social media, because we enjoyed this event, and it was definitely a great one. Anyway, once more, again, thank you, and now let's go to JJ and Johannes for the final speech and ceremony.
All right, we welcome you to the prize ceremony, YCS Ghent. Here today with the uncertain Johannes. I asked him a few times, hey, how are you feeling, man? You know, semifinals, he won it. He was like, I don't know, maybe. Just before he sat on for the finals, he was kind of contemplating, we'll see how it turns out. Do you feel confident now? Do you think you won now?
It turned out good at shows, so I do. I really do. It was unbelievable. What can I say? I thought this was the best deck in the room. The most unfair deck, so I was kind of certain I could top, but go like first YCS top, go straight to the finals, straight winning the event. And I have to say, like, people wanted to talk me into not extra decking this Mega Fleet. I did. I never summed it the whole tournament, and then the finals it came down. It was all about it. It just had to happen.
So it was destined to happen. So we'd like to congratulate him on winning his copy of Duelist Legacy, the Switch game, which is kind of cool. That's nice. That's awesome. Your Nintendo Switch. You own an ultra copy of the Dueling Dragon.
The first one, right?
The first Link prize card. It's pretty dope. And you know what? Yeah, we're not going to forget something else. Your first place trophy, man. So, is there anything you want to say? Any shout outs you want to give?
Thank to everyone who supported me, my local store, Berlin. There's a German Open the first week of October, so come there, great store. Everybody for testing, for theorizing, even people who are not able to play at this moment, just like, I have this idea on certain ratios, what about this, that, like just everybody, like who talked to me about Yu-Gi-Oh! Personal, that just supported me in the last couple 2 weeks, leading up to the event, yeah.
All right, you could hold your head up with pride. You did. Your countrymen proud. Congratulations, man. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for stopping on by. Our YCS winner right here. We'll see you guys next time in YCS London. Till next time.